Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this is a video that I never ever thought that I would film, an experience that I never thought that I would be going through, but I'm gonna choose to talk about it. I'm not sure when I will release the video, whenever I feel in my heart that I'm, I guess, in a better space. I don't think I'll ever be in I'll never go back to normal, but it'll be a new normal, I guess you can say. And I am a few hours shy of getting my first ever surgery, and a surgery that is not a regular surgery. It's called a DNC, and I am getting that because I had a miscarriage, and unfortunately, my body was not able to release a baby on its own. I believe it's like a missed miscarriage, so I don't have any miscarriage symptoms. My body still very much thinks it's pregnant. My uterus has been growing and still thinking that it needs to provide supplements for baby. I'll show you guys a little quick bump date. So, oh, I don't have a bra on, but this is my stomach right now. Right at the bottom, you can kind of see how it curves in, like if I had a regular baby bump. I would have been, well, technically I'm already a little bit over 10 weeks. So after, so about in 2 weeks I would have announced my pregnancy, but unfortunately I am not able to share good news on my pregnancy. And like I said, I felt very much pregnant, so I had hopes that maybe there would have been some good news in the past 2 weeks. Maybe they would have said, oh, like baby was actually hiding and now we can hear the heartbeat again. So I've accepted the loss of my baby. There's times where, yes, it hurts, having to let go of the thought of being a mom, but I'm okay. I know that baby is better off not here, and maybe it was not its time. So there's times where it's a little hard to say goodbye to baby, but for the most part, I've been able to accept the fact that baby stopped growing, and all that emotions mentally running through my mind as to how I got here. I Everything leading up to this moment, how it's just happening to me and why it's happening to me, and how my first pregnancy experience has to be like this. And just it's really just a lot of emotions on how this could have been prevented. And sometimes when you love someone, you fall for their words, and they tell you everything you want to hear, of course, so you think it's gonna be all right. So I just like I said, it's just emotions that are taking me back to how I could have prevented this pain, and how I really brought this upon myself, and it's really no one's fault but mine. And I've accepted that, and I'm accepting the consequences, and I'm taking ownership and accountability. It's just another thing that is a part of my story, and it's a part of my journey. I know this is just meant to make me stronger, and for me to learn. And I've always said to other people who have gone through like very difficult times, and I've always had the mindset, that God gives his strongest battles to his strongest soldiers. And I know this is meant to make me stronger, and I know this is meant to make me grow and be a better person. I know everything that happens is for a reason, and I know I know everything will be okay, and I know at the end of the day, all this pain that I'm going through is gonna be worth it one day, and my heart will be rewarded because I love genuinely, I love very hard, and I know it's God had seen how much I love this person, and I know nothing gets past him, and I know that when my time is right, everything will be perfect for me, and I just have to accept that. Like I said, there's moments where it's very hard. And I never thought I'd be doing this alone. I'm not alone. I'm like not alone in the sense that I have an amazing family. My parents have been beyond supportive through all of this. Although I know I don't deserve it, but they've been so loving and supportive, and they were just as excited as I was to bring baby in this world. And I have amazing friends and peers that have been really supportive as well, and I'm very thankful. I just mean in the sense that I'm alone, that I don't have the person whom was supposed to be my partner and the person who helped me create this beautiful life. They're not there for me. And that's the hurtful part, that it was 6 years that I was with this person, and we had talked about children and all that, and I never thought he would do this to me, to just leave me like that. So it's hard because I now realize who he is, the type of person that he was, and I've come to accept that I really never meant anything to him, and it sucks that I had to realize that like this, going through something like this. But I don't plan to ever hide this. Um, I don't, because even though, like I said, the situation wasn't ideal, I'm not embarrassed. I love the person who I made this child with. I know in my heart what this person meant to me. So I would never ever be ashamed or embarrassed to say that I was pregnant with someone that, with the person that I was with. So I'm very open, and I want to be open. And I also feel like God is using me. God is using this experience and using my angel baby to change lives, for whatever reason, whether it be to believe in God, to believe in strength, to help people. I know at the end of the day, this story, my journey and my experience, is to help other people for sure. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. So yeah, I will update you guys, like I said, after, and I'll talk about the whole procedure for anyone out there who one day will have to go through this procedure. I just want to let any woman out there who's going through something like this, I want to let you know that you're not alone, and to find help and find resources, find support groups, because it is way more common than you think it is. And there's other moms out there who feel the same pain as you. So definitely you are not alone. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hi guys, so it is a Monday, the 6th, I think. I'm literally on the floor right now because it's 3 days post-op, 2 or 3, I don't know what you guys consider it, but I had surgery done Friday, and it's Monday, and over the weekend I felt fine. Saturday night, no, yeah, Saturday night, my body just felt like I had been ran over by like a truck. It was like really bad. I was so sore, like my whole body just hurt, everything, like my legs, my arms, my back, like if I had done a full body workout. It was really bad. And then yesterday was pretty bad too, but no cramping or bleeding. Today it literally just hit me out of nowhere. The cramps are about an 8, a solid 9 when they get bad, but mainly an 8. There's the ones that are a 9. I try to hold back on crying, but it is that bad that I just start crying. I just can't bear them, and the bleeding is pretty heavy as well. So I just wanted to update you guys on that right now. That 3 days later is when I started, 2 or 3, whatever, is when I really started to feel the effects of the DNC. My legs are the worst right now. I feel like I literally, like, walking I can, like, I feel like I genuinely need like a wheelchair because my legs are like shaky, and I can't walk really. And my stomach is like, my lower stomach is bad too. So that's where we are, 3 days post DNC. So I'll update you guys. I don't feel like I'm coming down with a fever, but I do feel hot. So I'll update you guys tomorrow and see how I'm feeling. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm getting over like a horrible cough and like cold. I don't even know, it was like a little bit of everything. Low-key thought I had COVID, but I did not, thankfully. So I just had like a horrible like sinus infection, which I have a lot of. I have a lot of sinusitis and just like a bad cough, like I said, but I am okay. But as you guys are able to see from the last video that I posted, where I found out that I was pregnant, of this video, and obviously from the first few minutes of this video, I'm just kind of updating you guys on life now. So when the first part of this video was back in June, the morning of my procedure, and then I went ahead and filmed 2 days later. I thought I was gonna be good, or I thought like I'd be okay to film, but after that day, like the 2 days after I had surgery, I just wasn't really in the right mental mind space. I was really down for a few days, a few weeks, even up till a month later when I got my first period back, since really like March. That was emotional for me, getting my period again. It just kind of made everything real, I guess, and it was just kind of confirmation that I was no longer pregnant. So that day was really emotional. Like I said, like a few weeks after that, it's just been I had very bad days, to be honest, but I feel like I am getting there. Like, I'm way better than where I was. So I felt comfortable to share, and I'm getting more open to talk about it. Well, fortunately, but also unfortunately, in my family, it's never happened. So I didn't have like a sister or a cousin or my mom that went through this experience that related to me and that could understand me emotionally. So it was very tough because I felt like I had to be okay, or nobody understood me. Like I said, my close family, like I had a lot of friends and stuff like that, great support system that did, but my immediate family just didn't. But anyway, here we are. So just wanted to update you guys and kind of like tell my story now. So the day of surgery, it was so weird, because I had to get put under, like I had to get put to sleep. So I just think it was just general anesthesia, but I had never been to the hospital. I'd never been in a surgery, nothing like that. So it was just like everything was so new to me. You hear stories of like when they put the gas mask on you and they're like, oh, count to 10 or count down or whatever, and then you just like people forget. So it wasn't necessarily like that for me. So to me, they're just like, okay, we're gonna put this mask on you and it's gonna help you breathe. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I thought then it was gonna be the actual like anesthesia, and like I said, I was expecting them to tell me to like count down. So they're like, okay, like just take a few breaths in. I'm not even kidding, guys. I breathed in once. I went, and the second time I breathed in, I don't remember exhaling anymore. So it was literally, so I don't know if it's different for everyone or if it's maybe like stronger anesthesia they make you count down, but for me, I just remember breathing in one time, exhaling, and when I breathed again and I breathed out, like that was it. Like I couldn't remember the rest. But it was, I think it was pretty quick as well. Just I guess the recovery part was where I took longer. So the surgery itself was quick. I think that was like 30 minutes, I want to say. And then they needed to put me in the recovery room where like the anesthesia was gonna wear down and all that. And then there I was in there longer than they had wanted me to, or they anticipated, or I don't know. But I was in there for like 45 minutes, like I said, which wasn't part of the plan. I think that was supposed to be like the quicker one. I think it was only supposed to be in there for like 15. But then after that, then they took me back up to my room where my mom was. And my best friend had went, but then she left. My mom just thought it was better for her to be there. So big shout out to Steph for being there, my best support system as well. But this is now, today officially marks 2 months since the surgery, and I'm still like getting back to like my normal self. So there's moments where it's tough, and I think about it and I'm like, oh my god, how different would my life be currently if I were still pregnant. But I try not to think about it as much about like the negative stuff about it. I try to just be more positive and have a positive mindset and a positive outlook. So I purposely did my eye makeup and wore lashes so I wouldn't cry, because if I think about it too much and I talk about it, I still get very emotional. Even like last night, there are certain things that trigger me. So like today is a very special day because it is my grandfather's anniversary when he passed, and it marks 10 years since he's been gone. So I think today is, I'm like happy because like even after it happened, I like to think that I grew up very religious, and religion is very like instilled in my household and in me. So we always like to think that like there is like an afterlife, in a sense, like there is heaven, and then like our ancestors do watch over us, like you have people that protect you, you do have guardian angels, etc. So I do like to think that my grandfather is that was like the closest family member, the closest thing to me, that I have had to let go and have had to say goodbye. So my grandfather's death was really hard on my family. So ever since after like everything happened, it's just like I like to think that my grandfather is with my baby, and has my baby with him in heaven. And honestly, and my great grandmother, like when my great grandmother passed, it did hit home because I did get to like be around her, and like thankfully like I do remember her, and like a lot of people obviously can't say they met their great grandparents. So for me it's a big blessing to say I do remember my great grandmother. I have pictures with her, so that's that. And also, but I just wasn't so close to her, I guess. So obviously it did her when she passed, but she was in Mexico a lot. She never really came over here to the States. So but I still like to think that she is in heaven and watching over us, and she's also a very big guardian angel that we have. So I like to think it makes me very happy to know that my baby isn't alone and has its great great grandma, and its great great grandpa. So like today, like I said, being the anniversary of my grandfather, I'm obviously like mourning him and remembering him, but I'm also thinking, oh my god, like my grandpa has like a part of me up there in heaven, and like it makes me happy to know that a great person like him is taking care of my child. So there is, like I said, there is times and days like where I do think about it and it does trigger me or get me upset, but I try to see the positive in the situation. Like I said, obviously, like I'm sad that I don't have my child with me, but I'm happy to know that it's in a safe place with great people, away from any evil. So after surgery as well, so at the hospital that I went to, I'm not sure if all hospitals do this, but or doctors, I'm not sure. But in my case, I was given the choice to, so the hospital I went to is pretty religious, so they cherish all fetuses. They consider everything life. My doctor gave me the option to do a biopsy, also thanks to science, how advanced it is. But I was given the choice to do a biopsy on the fetus to check for any abnormalities, see if maybe the pregnancy couldn't go further because of like DNA wise, like whether there was something wrong with the egg or just stuff like that. So, and also on myself, and see if I have any problems in my uterus, any molars, cancerous stuff, or anything that would prevent me from carrying a full-term baby. So, and thankfully, like, and I chose to do this. I think it's optional, I'm not 100% sure. I guess he just strongly recommended that it'd be best, and also like for a peace of mind, I think on my end, to know that like I didn't do anything and it was just obviously like God's faith, like it wasn't meant to be. So thankfully everything came out healthy. Baby was healthy, I was healthy, I am healthy. So in the future I can carry a full-term baby. I can get pregnant, I know that now, because for the longest I thought I couldn't as well. And also the hospital that I was going to has this thing where if you have if you miscarried and go with them, and or like have your surgery, your DNC there, they have a special place at a cemetery where they keep all the miscarried babies who obviously couldn't make it here in the physical world. They have a little section at at a cemetery. It's like a little garden where you can go pay tribute, like you could leave flowers or whatever you want. They have a little bench for the moms to sit and like it be peaceful. I have yet to go. My plan is to go sometime this month or next month. I want to go before it gets cold out, so I don't think I can go yet. I don't think I'm there. I have a little section in my room where I have like a little oh my god, how do you say it in Spanish? Like kind of like where you like an altar, like for santos and stuff like that. Like I have a little altar in my room, where I have one for my grandpa, and then I have one, obviously now I combined picture of my ultrasound and a picture of my grandpa. So I have that, and like a little baby. At the hospital they gave me a little baggie with like a little blanket and a hat, I think, or something. I didn't open it, I just have it sealed still. So I have that. I'm very glad that they did that, because even like after I got the news that I miscarried, I was just like, and I was told, okay, you're gonna go home and this is what's gonna happen, and they kind of like, I guess, prepare you mentally. But obviously like nothing prepares you for when you actually see that happening. There's times where I'm like, at first I wanted it to happen that way, so I was kind of glad that it was given that option, because if I would have miscarried at home, I felt like, what do I do? Like I told my friends, I was just like, you're sitting there laying like, and you're just seeing all this blood, and what do? Like, do you flush it? Do you toss it in the garbage can? Do you toss it outside? Like, you're in a situation where you don't know, especially like if it's never happened to you, or like I said, anyone that you know like that close. It's hard. I felt like because of me, like I'm very sensitive in my emotions, and I could not have handled miscarrying at home and having to see all that scene. Like that would have been engraved in my head, and I don't think I could have ever overcome that. So um, I'm very grateful for the doctor, the doctors at this hospital, and that this was an option for me. God really said, okay, this, like, God had everything planned out, you know, and He couldn't have, His plan couldn't have been more perfect. So, like I said, they properly discarded it. They don't just throw it away. They make sure, you know, like, you have a place. They feel for you. They give you a list of like support groups that are locally, and just help that you can get. Like, they really do care about you, and they checked up on me as well. So like I said, I'm very thankful, where that I got a second opinion and I met these doctors. You, when your emotional stage isn't like really the best, I guess, and in your mind you think, okay, what, you ask those questions of what happened, because like I said, in my situation, that's what it was, because baby had a healthy heartbeat, and then at the next appointment it just wasn't there. So you kind of question, it's like a mind game where it's just like, okay, well, what happened, you know? So and then even in some cases you might be like, well, this didn't give me answers either, because if baby was okay and I'm okay, then what happened? But to me, in my, like I said, how I am as a person, my mentality, it just gave me, it was God telling me this was like not my time. The situation that I was in was not ideal, and God really wanted better for me, and He knew that I deserved better. And He saved me and my baby from a lot of evil and a lot of drama and just chaos here on earth. So I have peace in my heart knowing that my baby is way better not being here and having to deal with a lot of the craziness, that came with being here. So now I know that nobody can harm my child. So I'm very thankful for that. And like I said, that biopsy just was God telling me, you're okay. You will have the opportunity to feel this experience in the right situation, the perfect situation, with a husband and someone who loves you and cherishes you and respects you. So like I said, emotionally, I'm taking it day by day. There's days, I have better days than worse. Like I said, I grew up very religious, and this has been a big part of my journey, like my reconciliation, I guess, with my faith, because for a while I did kind of strain away from it. Like, I always believed, obviously, but like I was doing things very wrong, and I wasn't living by the standards that my parents, and the, not the standards, but the morals that my parents had instilled in me. And what I know, like, I obviously knew from right to wrong, and I kind of was drifting apart from that. I was putting this person before my beliefs. So this was definitely like a test of my faith, and a like reroute back to what I know to be true and good in my life, and that's always been God. So I this whole experience has definitely been a blessing in disguise, and not a lot of people can like see the good in a situation like this, and I totally understand, because before this I always was the first to say, and I always said, oh my God, like that, like I could never overcome something like that's so traumatic, you know? And I get put in this situation, it's just like, you can overcome it, you are stronger than you think. And it just makes me like reflect so much, and like I've always tried to be like a positive person and like think very positive. I'd like to always see the glass half full instead of half empty. And so like that already in itself, like I already have a mentality like that. So when you're in a situation like this, obviously like you get tested, and you're just like, and at first, yes, I was mad and I was confused. I'm like, why is this happening? Like, it's not fair, you know? Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I was taking, like, as soon as I find out, obviously, like, I was taking care of myself and everything. So, but it does definitely, like I said, make you like test your who you think you are. And it was like, okay, are you really a positive person? Like, can you really turn a negative into a positive? And I felt like this is what it was. Not only that, like I said, it just definitely was a blessing in disguise. Like, God was saving me from so much. And the time that I was able to experience being pregnant and knowing that I was carrying a child, like, it just made me like literally rethink my life and rethink like my values. I'm just okay, like what's important to me, what's not. Like I had to mature a lot. Like it was just different. It's like a weird experience. It's weird to like explain how perfect like my child was. Like the fact that, you know, normally you learn from your parents or you learn from older people, and this little thing taught me and was my teacher and was like lecturing me when it should have been the opposite, you know. So I'm just like, oh my god, this little thing was so perfect. So I just wanted to come on real quick and kind of express what it's like, what my experience was, what it's been like for me, because I think I mentioned also in the video, like when I was gonna go get my surgery, I don't know why, but I had YouTubed the procedure because I wanted to see exactly like what was gonna be done to me. Because I remember when I used to work at a dental office, we'd have like demo videos, I guess, in the sense, like showing customers, showing the patients what the work was gonna look like what tools we are gonna use to drill in their tooth, whatever it was, like how we were gonna do the extractions or how we fill in cavities and stuff like that. So we showed those types of videos, and I'm just like, okay, there has to be a video on how they're gonna do this procedure. You know, I've seen videos on like how they do C-section, so I'm like, there's a video for like every procedure. So like I YouTubed it, and I had seen some girls talk about like their experience and all that. And so sometimes, you know, you want to find someone that you can connect with, or someone that's been like through something similar to help you. And that's kind of like why I wanted to post about it and talk about it, because I know when I was in that situation, I looked it up to see other people's experience and other people's stories. Like I said, I had never gotten surgery before, so it was like the whole experience was just like new to me. But thankfully everything went well. Another thing that gets me, I guess, emotional right now is since my due date was right around Christmas, this Christmas I know it's gonna be tough for me, just because I know that I was supposed to have the biggest present of life with me, and I had all these ideas just because like it was gonna be a Christmas baby. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna add a little stocking with I think I've shown you guys in vlogs or whatever, but I have like stockings in my living room during Christmas with everyone's initial, and we were gonna add a little baby one, like a little small one for the baby. And it was just gonna be like so different this Christmas, and obviously now it's not. I know, like I said, certain things, certain moments are sad. I have a coworker who is currently pregnant and is literally 4 days behind me. Yes, because her due date is 4 days after what was gonna be mine, for 3 or 4 days. So because every Wednesday was a new week and every Saturday she's a new week, so like 3 or 4 days. So now that she's pregnant, I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm feeling everything through her. Like she's supposed to find out her gender next week, August 17, and I would have been finding out mine. No, she's gonna find out in 2 weeks, August 17, and I was supposed to find mine out the week before her, obviously. So little things that like she shares with us that I'm just like, okay, I should have been feeling that as well. I should have been experienced that right now. So but I'm obviously very happy for her, and I get to, like I said, experience it through her, I guess. I hope this was a little bit informative, like I said, to someone out there who is about to go through this procedure and is looking for resources, looking to find a connection, someone to relate to. I hope this video finds you, and I hope that you're able to find peace in your heart and in your mind to know that it's gonna be okay. And I do have a podcast episode. I have 2 episodes coming soon. One is actually dropping today or Friday. By the time I post this video, I think it would have already dropped though. The podcast episode that I am filming on this experience, talking a little bit about different things, and I get to talk a little bit more in depth because I don't want to make this video too long. That will be dropping very soon. The link to my podcast is listed down below, so make sure to check that out. It is available on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcast. So thank you guys so much for watching. I send you a big hug, and I will see you guys in my next video.